Welcome everybody to a look at the first film in the Daiei Gothic box set that is just behind me, and the first film is from 1959 and it is The Ghost of Yotsuya. So this is directed by Nobuo Nakagawa, who I've not seen anything else from before, but apparently this kind of film is something he did a lot of, so I'm really looking forward to seeing more from him. So this is a supernatural horror, clocking in at 83 minutes long. Stars Shigeru Amachi, who was in The Tale of Zatoichi, which was the first film in that long-running series. He was also in Zatoichi's Vengeance, which was the 13th film in that series, as well as Eight Men to Kill. So a woman returns from the grave as a horribly disfigured phantom to torment her husband and his new bride after he betrays her in order to achieve power. So this does start off as your typical period samurai film, that it is well executed in that regard, but not overly remarkable. Certainly not enough to set itself apart from the much better period samurai films of the time. But thankfully, it is all in service of a fantastic final act that makes for a highly satisfying conclusion, and is also built up to in an effective manner. So it's basically a tale of two thirds, really, because first two thirds are a period samurai film. There's a lot of political intrigue, character interactions, betrayals going on, twists and turns in terms of its plot. But that's all in service of the final third, which is a full-blown supernatural horror film. The cast is also great. The pacing is on point. It is way more violent than I anticipated, given when it was made. It is engrossing throughout. The cinematography is excellent. The production is convincing, not just in terms of the period production, but also in terms of the horror elements. And there is some really rather effective imagery throughout as well. So yeah, very much surprised by this, quite frankly, because although I've had no real expectations for this box set as a whole, especially since I don't think I've seen anything from the directors before, yeah, this did surprise me regardless of all of that, especially given the way it was starting. I figured that the horror element was only going to be very minor, but it surprised me in that regard, and it just was not the case. Unfortunately, this film in the release has been slightly damaged on the bottom there. I'm not sure if you can see, which I'm surprised by, because Radiance films rarely ever deliver anything that is damaged or at all. And considering this is part of a box set, I would have expected it to have been completely undamaged, at least in terms of the artwork. So that is a little bit of a shame. Here's the disc, which is painted in red. It's really nice. We also get reversible artwork. Personally, I think, even though this one is good, for this one because it does get across the horror element with the phantom in the top corner there. But in terms of on the disc itself, we've got a new 4K restoration, uncompressed mono PCM audio. We've got appreciation by filmmaker Kiyoshi Kurosawa from 2024, clocking in at 20 minutes long. Then we've got The Endless Curse of Owa, a visual essay by Japanese film expert Kyoko Hirano, which is also from 2024, clocking in at 22 minutes long. We've also got a trailer, new and improved English subtitle translation, and we've got original artwork and newly commissioned artwork by Filippo De Battista. Not sure which one's the new one or not, to be honest. I imagine this one is the new one, but I could be wrong on that regard. And yeah, obviously you get all of the write-ups in the booklet that is part of the main box set that we've already talked about in the unboxing video. So yeah, massively impressed by this. Easily one of my favourite first-time watches during October. Obviously, the spooky season is over with now, but that means that we've got. It doesn't not mean that we've got no horror film to review, because we've still got another Radiance film single film release, and we've got the two that are left in the box set, and we've also still got the J Horror Rising box set from our video. So still plenty more horror films to go, but this one was an excellent start to the Daiei Gothic box set. 4.5 out of 5. Really, really were quite blown away by how much I enjoyed it, but also by how high quality the film itself was. So, yeah, highly recommend it if you've not seen it before. But if you have seen it, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. Nonetheless, though, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.